Hey, this is Matt once again. What about 10 videos of the paid requests, this time for Phil. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down in the info box, either here or there or wherever it is on this day. But he wanted me to do a commentary on a film called The Informers. Now, I've never heard of this film. I've never seen this film. I really don't know much about this film other than I think Billy Bob Thornton's in it. So we'll see what happens. I'm pause at the beginning. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. Let's get right into it. Again, I don't know much about this film, so I can't really say any backstory or anything in between. In between, I should say. I don't even know what this movie's about, other than I looked up a little bit. Apparently, it's based on a book. That apparently there was supposed to be a vampire character in this, and then they took it out. So here we go. L.A. 1983. Year I was born. 1983. Now, did they have raves like this in 1983? Like in the rich party with like the DJs and stuff. Okay. Don't know who these characters are, but it's like some guy's mad at some guy saying, "Get away from me." Some guy's in a recliner outside staring like he's trying to hunt someone down with his eyes. Yeah, there's one guy that almost looks like the older brother in the Home Improvement TV show. Nice music. I don't recognize the name of the song. But yeah, if you didn't tell me it was 1983, I would have assumed this was just take place the day this was made. Honestly. Okay, looks like a bunch of rich, uppity, Maxim underwear models just staring at each other. Now the lady's looking at him. Another guy like did some blow, it looks like. Does she like both of them? What the fuck? Okay. At the back, the guy just got hit by a car. Sorry, just so randomly. What the hell? Damn, got hit by a car. You could call an ambulance, you know. You know, this thing called an ambulance. I think they had them in 1983. Let me wipe my blood on your face. My last gift to you. Blood on your face. Just so much for the ambulance. Okay. No dialogue. We don't know who anybody is. And some guy don't know died. I'm like, why should I care? Just the way, okay, so you have what, some musicians, someone on a plane with sunglasses at night, and his face like, I used to live there, did I? So this is Billy Bob Thornton. We don't let 25-year-olds tell us how to make movies. It's not how it is today. We're appealing to the people on Twitter. Winona Ryder. Is that Kim Basinger? Yes, it is. It is Kim Basinger. Sadly, Kim Basinger is one of those actresses that you just never... You never see much of anymore. Because Kim Basinger, I mean, she was what, in LA Confidential. I think she was in Grudge Match with Sylvester Stallone. Which honestly, if I remember in that correctly, that was one of the things one of the only things I liked in that film was the stuff between Kim Basinger and Sylvester Stallone. That's maybe, one of the only things I liked. But she was in a film called Cellular, which I liked. I think that's an underrated film with Chris Evans and Jason Statham and William H. Macy. Very underrated film. But yeah, as an actress, you don't really get to see a whole lot nowadays. Winona Ryder, of course, been in Edward Scissorhands, Beetlejuice. She's now in the new Beetlejuice. And, of course, Billy Bob Thornton, always enjoyed him. He was in Sling Blade. Definitely brought him prominence. But great in Bad Santa. In The Bad News Bears, I didn't mind that film. But I would say my favorite film of his is Bad Santa, the first one. Of course, he was in Armageddon. He did a good job in that. This lady's pretty beautiful. Pretty luscious and beautiful. So, that's nice to see. I'll keep the movie playing. I guess I could at least look up a bit of what this movie in 2008 it came out. Okay, 2008. A year in movies I didn't mind. Wow, this is just a 4.9 on IMDb. Wow. 4.9 IMDb, so it's a winner, apparently. Damn. So it is based on a collection of short stories linked by the same continuity, written by American author Bret Easton Ellis. First published in 1994. So the same author wrote Less Than Zero and The Rules of Attraction, which movies were made on those. Directed by Gregor Jordan, who did Unthinkable, which I barely remember that Sam Jackson film. Let's see. Oh, man. Sorry, I just got back to the screen again and... Man. The reason I said that is it's Brad Renfro. He's not on screen right now, but that's Brad Renfro. And that's very sad. Brad Renfro was a pretty talented actor. And like early on as a child actor, he was in The Client with Susan Sarandon. So not only was he in The Client, but he was in what was the movie? Apt Pupil. But you tell me this guy definitely has some talent as a kid actor. And forgive me if I'm wrong, but I believe he was going to be in Freddy vs. Jason. I believe he was going to be in the role that John Ritter's son, Jason Ritter, got. He was the boyfriend to the lead girl. But that was he was cast as the boyfriend, but his drug problem made so that we can't use it anymore. Pretty much got fired, and they brought in Jason Ritter. Which, if Brad Renfro got his act together, I think he would have done a better job. Because Jason Ritter, like, anytime he's always smiling, even though he's supposed to be scared or frightened. He's like, so I do think Brad Renfro was the better actor. But sadly, I mean, if you don't know, it's the drug issues just completely overtook him, and sadly became his downfall. I said sadly became his downfall, which is a shame. But that happened to a lot of actors. Whether drugs, if it wasn't drugs, then just depression, or anything in between. Just took a lot of people. River Phoenix being one of them, Brad Renfro being one of them. It's just a shame. I think eventually Corey Haim, I think the years of usage screwed up his body. I think that led to what happened to him later on. It received a limited release on April 2009. That's weird. It says 2008, but it says premiered at Sundance Film Festival in January 2009. Received a limited release on April 2009. 482 theaters. Released for 3 days, and the final gross was $382,000 on an $18 million budget. It was released on DVD and Blu-ray in 2009. Then why is it saying 2008 for a film that came out in 2009? Why is it 2008? Oh, is that the 60th Film Festival in 2008? Come on, I hate when they do that. It was in one festival for 1 day, so that means it's a 2008 film. And it got a 12% Rotten Tomatoes. As miserable and insipid as its protagonist, The Informers fails to provide anything to think about after the sheen of Fate Blonde is gone. Imagine American Psycho with less violence but more nudity, transplanted from New York to California, and stripped of all self-awareness. A knuckleheaded, narcissistic, nihilistic movie about nihilistic, narcissistic knuckleheads. It might have been great satire if it had a sense of humor, but it doesn't. Bleak, boring, and bloated. The writer says, that movie doesn't work for a lot of reasons, but I don't think any of the reasons is my fault. Well, like I said, the director did Buffalo Soldiers with Joaquin Phoenix and Ed Harris. Ned Kelly. Yeah, I don't know if he's really the right director for that. Doesn't seem like it. Hollywood sign. So Billy Bob Thornton's character's in the movie business. Sorry, I'm listening to the dialogue of Billy Bob Thornton. So, okay. Again, that's why I was listening, to get sort of what the gist of the situation is. So, Billy Bob Thornton and Kim Basinger were together. They were separated. I guess Billy Bob was seeing Winona Ryder's character. Now, Billy Bob and Kim Basinger are going to be moving back in together. Kim Basinger seems like a guy, someone who takes a lot of pills. And obviously seeing this younger guy. The daughter and the son have gone their own separate ways. As she puts it, listen, you guys may be a couple again, but we're not going to be a family again. This guy, I mean, I hate to, this guy like does look kind of like Corey Haim. Is that a dog on the ground in the background, or is that like a pillow? I guess, oh, that's a pillow. I don't know why I thought it was a dog. I thought it was like a dog sitting down there. It's a pillow. The Yeah, because a dog and pillow look the same, Matt. They look the same. I think like if I look him at the side, he kind of reminds me a bit of Corey Haim, like from the side. I mean, Kim Basinger, she's an older lady, but she's still pretty beautiful. She don't seem like she's into it much now, which would be a turnoff for me. Borrow $60. Can I borrow 60? Oh, you actually don't pay the $60 back? So this is actually, you don't borrow, or not so much? I don't know why for like 10 seconds I thought, is that Sam Rockwell? No, it's someone who likes his threesomes. Just rolled on that guy. He's like, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna roll on top of this guy. So, about a guy who likes his threesomes. He loves his men and his women. Good for him. What a dick. Just has like his bodyguards just throw the naked guy and naked girl out. Wow. Can't even be like, hey, let him take 5 minutes to get dressed. What a dick. And there's Brad Renfro. That's a tough thing when you're intercutting between so many characters, is that, oh, Mickey Rourke. So Mickey Rourke plays Brad Renfro's uncle. Mickey Rourke definitely in some good shape here. So there's a 16-year-old girl in the van named Mary. And then we cut back to the musician. That's what I'm saying, like, that's the tough thing about intercutting with so many characters, is because if each one is not interesting, then when you come back to it, you get a groan from the audience going, oh man. And if there is something that's interesting, you want to stay with that story, you want to stay with that predicament, you want to stay with that plot line, and you want to see that follow through. And you're like, oh man, like, I don't like this. I don't care about this musician guy. I don't care to see his wiener. I like, let's go. So we have the plot line of the guy whose friend died, got run over by a car, him and his buddies. You have this musician here who just slipped and fell and cut his hand. Is he smart like that? Yeah, just stare at the blood. You have the Bill Bob Thornton, Kim Basinger stuff, where they obviously had someone else that they love. Then you have this Brad Renfro, Mickey Rourke thing. Yeah, so far I can't say this is a film that I'm really that impressed by. A musician that seems like a dullard. It seems like a wiener, a pansy. Even this dancing is like it's like any second guy's going to do the damn Buffalo Bill dance. Goodbye horses. Song really isn't that impressive. My God, man. Not really a likable guy because apparently those two were underage. That was in the bed. This girl's just dancing on the carpet with her nipples out while people on the ground just looking at her. I never really understood that notion. I mean, this is going to be a weird tangent, but this notion of like threesomes and stuff, like of sharing. I'm like, no, I'd rather just have one on one, you know. Kind of be awkward, be like, yeah, sure, you know, okay, I'm just watching people kiss, and it's like, okay. Especially when they're like 2 feet away from me, like, can I get in on this? No, okay. Or no, okay, she's really into him. I guess I'm just a freeloader here. Let me just, fine, I'll just leave and go to Burger King or something, if that's the case. I don't know, these actors don't really seem like they have much personality or much bland. Like, forgive me, I don't even know. Is that so? Is that kid that was talking? He's the son of Billy Bob Thornton and Kim Basinger. I'm guessing. Maybe I don't know. So this is the guy who said he was going to Hawaii. Okay. He's going to the airport in a limo or something. Now, what's this all about? Is this like one of those guys into the younger guy type of thing? Oh, that's his dad? Okay. I didn't realize I was supposed to be his dad. I thought it was going to be like one of these, okay, it's like an older guy that wants a younger guy. So we're going to go to Hawaii for a trip. There's going to be a lot of horizontal fandango. We can laugh if we want to. We can leave your tears behind. My God, this film is boring as hell, man. I'm sorry that I don't have much to say because. So the one guy on the. Not the guy with the glasses, but the other guy that's in the meeting, who's with our musician. I recognize him as Rise Evans? Ivans? Reese Ivans? He was in Notting Hill. He played the Lizard in The Amazing Spider-Man. Dr. Kurt Connor. Yeah, The Amazing Spider-Man, he played the Lizard. And he's been in a few other films. This sounds like a lame ass movie. He's on a planet and he falls in love with someone like Pat Benatar. In order to leave the planet, they have to play in this concert. Sounds lame as hell. It sounds lame. It just sounds stupid as hell, that plot. I would have left too. You go to this planet, and you go with this alien, and it's played by Pat Benatar. Then you don't a scene, and you don't escape the planet by doing a concert. I'm like, this sounds like a flop. It sounds like a dumbass flop that no one would see. Yeah, goodbye. I ain't doing this. BS. Some good soundtracks. Run so far away in a getaway. Run so far away. So yeah, that is the son of Billy Bob and Kim Basinger, and theirs is the brother and sister. So the daughter's telling her. So the sister's telling the brother, "Listen, Billy Bob's our dad. He treated our mom poorly. The last time this happened, Kim Basinger just went into this turmoil in her brain. If they get back together again, he's probably going to do it again. If he does do it again, then it's going to destroy Kim Basinger's psyche." And now he's looking at a foursome. Well, yeah, she always seems slutty. She's always getting threesomes, now foursomes. Now here we have Winona Ryder. 35 minutes into the film. I don't know why Phil requested this commentary, to be honest. It was like a choice of one of three, but like one of them was like Alexander, and I'm like, I'm not doing Alexander. That's like 3 to 4 hour movie. And the other one was like, what, 2.5 hours? I honestly picked this because it was the shorter one. An hour and 30 some minutes. And I'm like, okay, Billy Bob Thornton's in it. I like Billy Bob Thornton. But yeah, Mickey Rourke. But yeah, it's just everybody's a scumbag. Nobody so well. Not a whole lot of people are likable so far. Now what's he doing, Mickey Rourke? He's driving a van with this spaced out girl in the front. He's just taking little boy and putting in the van. What the hell? So now he just stole a little boy and makes the spaced out girl drive. I don't know what the hell that's about. I read up a little. Well, to be fair, I read up a little bit. Is that for the vampire plot they cut out? Like he's stealing these kids and stuff for vampires or something? Which then, like, well, why would he even try to do this film to have that part of the story and then cut it out? So this one guy is with his dad at a bar, and the dad is drunk and embarrassing. So they are in Hawaii at this point. So the son is embarrassed of his dad. Do we need that damn? And I'm sorry I keep being silent because I'm trying to listen to the dialogue because it's a very dialogue heavy movie. This is not like a horror film that's based on the visuals, the style, the atmosphere, the potential scares or bloody special effects. It's not an action film based on the stunts, based on the hopeful excitement and the spectacle. This is a dialogue heavy movie, so I'm trying to listen to the dialogue. This is my first time seeing it, but so that's for the silent spots. I apologize. But man, this movie, I think there's too many characters, too many subplots. Do we need all this with the guy and his father in Hawaii? And okay, his father's embarrassing him, but trying to pick up younger girls. Okay, is that really essential to the story? Is that essential to the overall plot of the film? This lead character, this guy here, okay, he likes this girl. You get the idea. He doesn't like that she sleeps around everywhere. Nothing's changing. Is there any big, deep thoughts, deep underlying themes or stuff to take away from this? Hell, did this movie even need to take place in 1983? So far, I have seen, other than some handful of old footage of like on the TV, they try to make it a little bit more older footage on the TV. Like 3 times they did that. This movie could easily take place in 2008, 2009. There's nothing else in this movie that says it needs to be 1983. There's nothing here that shows as in 1983. The costumes, the outfits, they seem like stuff people could wear today. The environments, the music, I mean, it's retro. You can always go back to retro music, so those type of songs could be around anytime. Like this scene in this dining place with the family, Billy Bob Kim, the daughter, the son. This could be in 2008, 2009, and no one would really make a big deal or a big difference of it. It wouldn't. Not at all. And there's like too many scenes like spread out where we're going to try to hone in on the drama of this family, but then it's like, well, now we got Mickey Rourke and Brad Renfro and that story going on, and I think a lot of people will try to copy like Pulp Fiction and that type of movie, that type of storytelling. And that's not, and it's not always as successful as it was in Pulp Fiction. Because the way Pulp Fiction did it, they really make it where each section of the film that you watch really had a spark to it. When you know, from the beginning with John Travolta and Sam Jackson and them doing this dig where they gotta talk to this guy and get this suitcase, and Sam Jackson says those Bible passages, rain down upon thee, that really get the audience grabbing you. Even before that, I should say, before that, you have the Amanda Plummer and I always forget the guy's name, where they do the robbery. I love you, honey bunny. And then she sprouts this dialogue, cursing, waving the gun, and you're like, whoa, okay. What's going on here? Then you have the music pop up, and then you have Travolta and Sam Jackson. Then you have, you know, Bruce Willis. Here, it's like dull, lifeless Even Billy Bob Thornton. You tell Winona Ryder doesn't seem like she really wants any of this. Billy Bob seems to not get the hint. You kind of sit there going, why the hell should I care about anybody in this? I don't know. This is what it says on the Wikipedia. I'm just going to read this because I'm not getting much out of this movie in terms of entertainment. In 1983, an elegant... Okay, let me make sure what's going on here in the... Of course, she notices and going to freak out. Big surprise. In 1983, at an elegant LA party at a mansion, Bruce wanders away from the party's killed by a speeding car. After the funeral, his friends Graham, Martin, and Tim sit drinking with Raymond on a fancy hotel patio. Our lead guy is Graham, who is the son of a rich, estranged couple, Kim Basinger and Billy Bob Thornton, and drives a Porsche, is a drug dealer and stays in glamorous hotel rooms. Billy Bob Thornton is a film producer with a pill-addled wife, Kim Basinger. Billy Bob's having an affair with local TV anchor woman Winona Ryder. His wife, Kim Basinger, has sex with her son's friend, Martin. Our lead character's girlfriend cheats with a bunch of guys, which we've seen. He's trying to set the open relationship. Meanwhile, you have this rock singer named Brian, flies in LA, stumbles through his fancy hotel room, had sex with young groupies, slips on the wet floor, slashes his open hand, we saw that. He's berated by his manager. Meets with a film producer and hopes to make a profitable B movie. Staggers towards her, takes her into her bedroom. Later, he stumbles into a hotel room and finds groups in his bed. Sorry about the background noise. People are doing stuff. So in his words, he asks her to come closer, and he kisses her and then punches her in the face. So we haven't got to that yet, so apparently that's going to happen. Brad Renfro, this character, is a hotel doorman, has come to seek his fortune in LA. He is making a humble living working as a doorman, lives in a small rundown house. He's alarmed when he receives a phone call from his uncle, a drifter ex-con. His uncle's waiting for him to be in a van. He's at a gangland kidnapping for hire plot. He's brought a kidnapped child to Jack's house. When a cleanly dressed yet menacing gangster calls on Jack when the uncle is out and asks to collect the package, Jack feigns ignorance. When the uncle returns, he tells Jack that the boy has to be killed on the grounds they will be more humane than what the gangsters will do to him. Jack offers to kill the boy. Instead of slitting the boy's throat, Jack pretends to kill the boy but actually releases him. He has his failure to kill the boy by trying to open his hands, smearing blood on his hands and face, and he joins his uncle in the house and flees the scene. I gotta be honest, I almost want to say the stuff between Mickey Rourke and Brad Renfro. I kind of wish it was just his own movie. I do. I kind of wish that was his own separate film. Like the rest of the other stuff, like throw away. Just keep the Brad Renfro, Mickey Rourke stuff, because that's the plot I'm the most interested in. That's the plot I'm most intrigued in. Because if I feel the stakes, I feel Brad Renfro's performance very emotional. He wants to stand by. He doesn't like his uncle, but it's still family. Bit intimidated. Mickey Rourke's playing a calm, collected. Like what he does is just an everyday occurrence. Kidnapping this kid is nothing to him. It's just part of the job and plot. I don't care about this musician guy. I don't care about the guy and his dad and the damn Hawaii. I don't care about most of this crap. I really don't. Cut it out. Tim Price is pressured to go with his father on a trip to Hawaii. They go to a bar where Les starts to chat with two young women. And kid's not interested, is disturbed by his father's drunken leer and passes at the women. Apparently, the kid finds a girl he likes at the beach. Three of them have dinner together. Dad tries to make passes at her, and then both the father and young woman make fun of Tim by suggesting that gay men were making passes at him on the beach. He leaves the dinner and goes out to be alone. When his father finds him, Tim refuses to talk, saying he has nothing to say. Does that seem worthwhile to be in the movie? And the movie's still going, but I'm having my headphones off for a minute. Because we got 44 minutes left of this film, and this feels like a drag. No wonder this is a 4.99 to be. It's so deathly dull and boring, this film. So damn boring. This stuff with the kid and his dad did not need to be in the film. You should cut every bit of this out. It is the worst part, the most useless, pointless part of this damn movie. I mean, what becomes the point of this whole subplot? Just, yep, his dad's a jerk. Okay, and? Well, his dad's a jerk. No kidding. What else? I guess, Winona Ryder and Billy Bob Thornton, I guess they did this film because of what the writer, the other films he had been a part of, Less Than Zero in particular. I would not be surprised that's how it came about. What's this based on? A story from who? Wait, is that the guy who did Less Than Zero? Okay, I'm down for that. I would have to think that'd be the case. Or again, they saw some of the strip that I'm not seeing. Or if there's something to the strip, maybe it's the way it's directed, maybe it's the way it's lit. Because again, nothing about the screams of the 80s. With the way it's lit, with the way it looks. Nothing about this screams 80s. You pump as many 80s songs as you want in it. It's hard for me to buy this in 1983. So now Winona Ryder's in this cafe. Listen, Dolores, whatever your name is, give me some scrambled eggs, some bacon, and some toast. Oh, you know what? Get that toast. Give me a bacon and egg sandwich with that toast. What's this punter doing? Just lie and say yes. Sure, I'll go. And then just lie, say yes, I'll go, and then don't worry about it. See, is that don't lead to anything? The guy punter got her phone number, or her autograph. I mean, does that don't lead to anything? So this is the musician again. I don't care about this musician. I don't care if he, take those drugs and overdose. Please, overdose. Get your head on the mirror and stay there for the rest of the movie. Do not care about the musician. He's not an interesting character. He's not supposed to be a likable character. Why do I care to follow this guy around? He had this foul British accent. Maybe he is British, but it's just, hello there, hello governor, how you doing? I'm posh. Maybe, how about she buy a gun and shoot you in the head? That'll turn you into stone cold. You keep calling her Medusa. And what Medusa does, turns you into stone. Well, buy a gun, shoot in the head, you'd be stone cold. And not Steve Austin. Just lie down and stay there. God. The Informers. So that's why it's called The Informers, okay. World Tour 83-84. I was wondering, they probably said that and I just blanked out, but okay, the band is called The Informers. You know what, I'd rather inform, but da 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 da, but do do boo boo boo, inform. I'd rather listen to that song over and over again than watch this movie. I'll tell you what, though, I'll never watch this film again. We're an hour in. And yeah, 4.9? Maybe a bit too high. I'm curious, is there any trivia on this? Oh, that is Amber Heard. That's right. Amber Heard was once married to Johnny Depp. Winona Ryder once engaged to Depp. Brad Renfro considered giving up acting before he was cast in this film. It would ultimately become his final role, with the film being released shortly after he passed away. Which is too bad, because he's one of the better parts of the film, to be honest. I could feel his angst. I could feel his fear. Maybe some of that was real. What was going on in his life. But yeah, Brad Renfro is one of the better parts of the movie. The original script was over 2 hours long and featured storylines not including the final cut. According to screenplay writer Bret Easton Ellis, early cuts of the films, though vastly different than his original screenplay, made for a tighter narrative and overall more cohesive film. The shorter the cut, the less it made sense. Amber Heard spent 45% of her entire performance completely nude. The only good thing about it. Screenplay writer Bret Easton Ellis refused to do any heavy publicity for the film, save for 5 magazine interviews, which he contractually obligated to do as a brief appearance at the film's premiere. But he didn't like the product. Billy Bob Thornton reportedly did not get along with director Gregor Jordan and admitted to a certain level of confusion when it came to some of the film's themes. I don't blame him. Brad Renfro's first film in more than 3 years, as 10th and Wolf 2006 was filmed in 2004. Billy Bob Thornton refused to go to Uruguay. Really? So his and Winona Ryder's scenes were all shot in L.A. Brandon Routh, who was in Superman Returns, was originally set to play the vampire Jamie, but his scenes were canceled at the last minute just before shooting. Oh yeah, that was funny. Tim Basinger and Mickey Rourke were in the film years and years ago. They were in 9.5 weeks. But yeah, I don't think they share any scenes in this. So this is the girl the musician had. Is this where he punches her in the face? I think so. Yeah, I know I read it up. I don't care. Spoiler. Whatever, the whole movie should come with a spoiler. Spoiler, this movie sucks. Don't watch it. But see, I mean, that's, honest. So he's choked her out. Yep, and punches her. There you go. I just see what Billy Bob Thornton was saying, but he was confused by the themes. Which is true. What are the themes in the movie? LA sucks. I guess decadence, drugs, sex, open relationships, like the fact that you have this lady Amber Heard plays that sleeps with everybody, and I'm sure she's going to get a disease from that. Live in this haze of drugs, so when you keep doing that, you're in a perpetual haze. No direction, no life, no seemingly tangible goals other than living day to day. And this circular motion of doing drugs, selling drugs. Brad, these hotels seem really nifty. Oh, there's Brad Renfro. He's the doorman of this place. Okay, I'll say this. There's one, other than the paid request, thank you, Phil, I appreciate that. There's one other reason that was worthwhile for me seeing this. Brad Renfro's last performance. I could say that. At least it was nice to see Brad one more time before he passed away. Did he just throw it on the ground? See, I was silent for that because, like, Brad Renfro, do you see that, like, the way he's shuffling, the way that he's kind of this anxious, lonely person that obviously he has terrible stuff going on at home because of his uncle, the kidnapping plot. So he's going to be like anxious, nervous. He's like, I don't want to be alone. I want someone to talk to, but he's like, no one to talk to. But he's got to do his job as a doorman. But he's kind of just this uneasy situation that he's in. So he's a bit like just the way his performance, you just feel his uneasiness, his awkwardness, his nervousness. Like he wants to tell his secret to someone, but how did he do it? He wanted to make it here, and sadly that maybe kind of close to home where Brad Renfro, like a lot of people wanted to make it, and for a little bit seemed like wow, this is an up and coming at the client and apt people and stuff, but then drugs and others have just completely screwed him over. Freddy vs. Jason maybe would not have been known as a great acting role, but it would have been a popular movie. They go, hey, that guy's still around, and hey, I remember him, and bring you into the limelight, and people go, oh, I remember that guy. It's been a while since I've seen that guy. If you do a decent enough job, hey, you want to be in this film? You want to be in that film? But then you always know he actually got fired and his drug issues, and it's like, I'm not going to cast him that much. And saying that demon on your shoulder, man, sadly, screw things up. So this is when the dad and the girl are making fun of the son because some guy tried to pick up on him. Well, the dad's a complete ass. The girl, I mean, wouldn't even put my dick in her mouth. She'd probably bite it. Use teeth. That's okay. You have nothing on your breastises anyway. Like kernels of corn. Ain't nothing. What the hell is this about? Wow, that looks like they're really there, man. Doesn't it? It looks like they're really on the skyline. Yeah, that background doesn't look fake at all. It doesn't look like an obvious green screen at all. No, there's no way they're in a studio. My God, I mean, not only is it a green screen, but it's a obviously fake green screen. My God, man. I'm gonna take this off for a little bit. My God, man, this film sucks. So damn boring. And the thing is that so many, like, how long has it been since we've seen Kim Basinger in the film? It feels like forever. How long has it been since we've seen Mickey Rourke in the film? It feels like forever. Since we've seen Kim Basinger and Mickey Rourke. Like, come on. You know what? Pause. Sorry, I know I had to... Honestly, I had to walk around and not... so I don't fall asleep. Hour, 12 minutes, and 24 seconds on pause now. As these two are talking from this fake background. Well, you're not listening to dialogue. They've had nothing worthwhile to say for the first 82 minutes. They're not going to have anything worthwhile to say for the rest of it. Unless Brad Renfro comes up. Billy Bob Thornton, really he's there as he loves Winona Ryder. Even though he wants to get back with his wife Kim Basinger, he still loves Winona Ryder. That's it. And I can already bet, I'm not listening to that. I bet I know what this scene's about. It's about, he loves that girl, Amber Heard, but she's sleeping with everybody. So this guy is, including his buddy here. Because if it was about sleeping with his mom, he'd be, like, trying to kill him and punch him and choke him. But it's like, I don't know about this open relationship. Because I really like and love her, and, blah, 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 and name is Brad Renfro. The only interesting thing in this film, honestly, to me, is the Brad Renfro Mickey Rourke stuff. I wish this was the entire film. I really do. Something here that belongs to us. You just feel his anxiousness, his awkwardness, his fear. Like, Brad did what he could with this, Brad Renfro. He really did. Maybe people think he's a bit over the top. He's like shuffling. Probably wonders, was he on something during this, or something else to that effect. But yeah, he's the only one that I really care about in this movie. But I just look at as him wrestling with his, like, literally physically wrestling with his consciousness. Now we're back to Bill Belthor and Tim Basinger. Kim Basinger, I mean, good actress, really given nothing to do in this movie. And actually, that's something to let's look at the other actors. Well, you look at Billy Bob Thornton and the stuff he's done. Yes, he was in films like Going Overboard back in the day. Tombstone, got slapped by Kurt Russell. On Deadly Ground is one of the people killed by Steven Seagal. Sling Blades, where brought people known more prominently. Then he was in films like Armageddon. Pushing 10 wasn't that great. Monsters Ball got some critical praise. Bad Santa is my favorite of his. Bad News Bears. Eagle Eye, he was good in that. I mean, he was good in that Fargo season 1 that I saw. I'll admit, he does not always make the best movie choices, in my opinion. Because I see films like Pushing 10, which was pretty forgettable. Bandits, I wasn't big on with Bruce Willis. The Alamo, that was a big flop. Mr. Woodcock wasn't the best movie. Into the Grizzly Maze as a Killer Bear film, but I think should have been a lot better. Bad Santa 2 was pretty lame. He was good in The Gray Man. Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans. I like The Gray Man. Haven't seen Devil's Peak. But I guess it has 36%. So he's in something called The Electric State. Just he's a good actor that's not really seems to be put into the best material that he deserves. This film included. And Kim Basinger, which I guess you say this is finally a moment for her to try to somewhat shine. What do you mean, what happened? You know what happened. You screwed up your son in Hawaii here. You have the possibility today you screwed it up. You don't have any chances left to ruin, dude. That pretty much cinches it. Why doesn't he mean it? You tried to hook up with younger girls and stole his younger girl. There's nothing you tell me, there's nothing I could tell you. Yeah, like this whole subplot was completely pointless and it didn't matter at all. It didn't matter one iota and one bit. Not one damn bit. So Kim Basinger, she was in 9.5 Weeks, Batman of course, LA Confidential, 8 Mile, Cellular, The Nice Guys, she was in that. Yeah, she was in Grudge Match. Now, Minty More Primus saying we gotta get out of here. This all seems just so pointless at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, Kim Basinger and Billy Bob Thornton, they're not going to be together. They're going to separate. Kim wants to take a look at Winona Ryder. Okay. And then they're going to separate. Like, they were already separated. Now they don't further separate. The son tells his drunk dad we have nothing to say to each other. Because you're a dick. So he was a dick at the beginning. He's a dick at the end. Billy Bob and Kim go to this premiere. They don't look around. And then they don't separate. The end. Hey, Dad, you're a dick. The end. We knew he was at the beginning when he was a drunk in the limo. Kim wanted to see her, did, leaves in the limo. Billy Bob's like, okay, we're done now. The musician, he punched the girl. Looks like there's no retribution for that. He gets away with it, and that's fine and dandy. He lets the kid go, gets in the van with Mickey Rourke, and they leave. So you never find out what happens with Brad Renfro's character later. And the kid runs off. Let's see if he says anything. Just clean yourself up. And then Christy, that was the Amber Heard character, right? So, I mean, she's... Based on the face of it, I guess she's sick. So what was the whole point of this damn movie? Like, what was the themes? What was the point? What was the whole reason for this film to exist? So she's sick. Probably die on the beach or something. Probably the AIDS thing that they mentioned on TV earlier, and that's why they mentioned it on TV earlier in the film. So, did this guy never found out that his friend was stooping his mom? Maybe they did when I wasn't listening. But you would think there'd be much more drama and much more of a blowback because of that. So let's, okay, since we have about, what, 8 minutes left of the film, and then we have end credits, which would be about 3-4 minutes. So let's see. This guy here, his friend is stooping the mom, Kim Basinger. Nothing comes of that. Nothing comes of that. No drama, no further plot thread of that. None. Winona Ryder really wasn't interested in Billy Bob Thornton. That whole thing in the diner where the guy's like, "Can I get your autograph? Can you come by our show?" Nah, I don't want to come by the show. What was the whole point of that diner scene? What was the whole point of that diner scene? That could have been cut out. Nothing was accomplished with that scene. So this lady, I mean, obviously never changes because she's sick. She's going to be dying here. This lead guy is pretty bland and pretty boring. The musician, what was the whole point? He cut his hand. He... God, man. Let me just wait till this movie's done. So he gives her one kiss. Doesn't call an ambulance. Doesn't call a doctor. Just leaves her there to die. Doesn't call an ambulance or anything. That's great. That's how it works. You know, don't call an ambulance, don't call anything, just leave her there. Sure, why not? Is that the end of the movie, really? Is that really the end of the movie? Yes, it is. This movie sucks. So let's get this straight. Our lead guy, he just wanders around, stays in hotel rooms. There's this girl he likes that sleeps with everybody, played by Amber Turd. And then by then she dies, or dying. And I guess he's gonna move on to what? What is he gonna move on to? We don't know. Where is he going to go in life? Is he going to get a job somewhere? Is he going to look into something? We don't know. The musician. He landed in L.A. Did he even get the B movie? He's not doing the B movie. There's this girl. Punched her in the face. Performed. No blowback. No drama. Nothing. Other than him calling and having this hissy fit. But him choking, punching, any blowback? No. You could cut all that out and nothing would change. The Bill Bob Thornton, Kim Basinger, completely wasted in this. Kim Basinger has nothing to do but look drowsy until it has the one scene where she talks with Billy Bob. Billy Bob has a couple scenes where he's sitting down at a table, a couple scenes talking with Winona Ryder, and that's it. They were separated at the beginning, him and Kim Basinger. They're going to get back just to be separated again. That's it. Brad Renfro, best part of the movie. He actually gave a crap about his performance. His actually had a very tragic direction. And that's a shame. Like, look how... Okay, pause. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Number 13 on the call sheet. 13. He was the best part of this movie. He's number 13 on the call sheet. Although, to be fair, Billy Bob Thornton's number 10. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Because he's a doorman. He wanted to get into LA and acting. He did a couple bit roles, apparently. And then his uncle screwed his life up. Kidnapped a kid. And he was the one good character that did the one right thing. Hurt himself. Let the kid go. And now his life is screwed up. He's got to go with his uncle, Mickey Rourke, and then go where? Where they're going in the van? Don't know. Hey, my friend Michael Keane. He was a set production assistant. This guy named Michael Keane. I know a guy named Michael Keane. It's not the same Michael Keane. And so we don't know what happened to Brad Renfro's character. God. So we don't know if he went back. Like, he wanted to escape that life, and now he's brought back in, and who knows what happened to that character afterward. Probably the one character I felt sorry for, the one character that did the right thing, and the one character that gets the most punished for it. That makes me more mad. Odysee Mickey worked in there. Honestly, that story was the only worthwhile story to tell in this movie. Other than that, Kim Basinger barely had anything to do. Billy Bob Thornton, Winona Ryder. Like, what was the point with her in the diner and talking with the guy who was, like, I guess a fan? That led to nowhere. And why the hell did you have the story with the guy and his dad going to Hawaii? Considering all this stuff, like, okay, on one end, this boy has been kidnapped. Brad Renfro doesn't know what to do because his uncle has his kidnapped boy and someone wants the package. Oh, my dad's a drunk in the ditch and is hitting on women. Boo-hoo. Don't you see how there's like a big, wide gap dichotomy of, like, really? Which is more of the serious matter? Why do I care about this when this is much more dire circumstances? And then the end of that was, We have nothing to talk about. Nothing I say will matter, nothing you say will matter. Goodbye. How about the whole movie doesn't matter? Just don't make the fucking movie. I'm done. This movie sucks.